Welcome, everyone. I am John Ryan, and welcome back to the Predictive Playbook, where we turn college basketball data and NBA data and all sports data when in season into winning betting strategies. Today, we're going to break down the most profitable matchup I've uncovered in today's college basketball card, and it's in the MAC conference between St. Peter's and Iona. The Predictive Playbook purpose is to deliver analytical college basketball, NBA, NHL, NFL, college football, and Major League Baseball and PGA data insights for you to use as you see fit. You can tail these picks. You can go against the picks if you don't agree with it. This is for information and education purposes. And hopefully, if you tail these plays, we do pretty well over the course of the season. Of course, we will have losses. We'll have losing streaks. College basketball right now has been a little bit rough, but that just means we're closer to that winning streak and what could be better than March Madness right around the corner. More on that later. So let's get right into it for today's play, and we're going to pull up the algorithm for the day. And on slide number 2, we're going to see that this system has gone 57 and 26, 65% against the spread since 2017. It's been very, very strong. Again, I will emphasize every single show, because I don't want anybody to be misunderstood with what I'm stating here. These systems are highly profitable. They have made money in each of the past 9 years. In the case of this system, going back to 2017, it'll be soon 10 years in a row where if you follow this system, despite the losses, you would have profits in each of the 9 or 10 seasons, So we have that outstanding record in our hands. It significantly outperforms typical betting success rates because of a thing called a p-value, and I will be providing statistical, high-end, analytical, educational courses. If you're interested in them, that's great. Come join me. We'll talk some math and some significant things that really quantify and evaluate the worthiness of an algorithm. You just don't put it together and bet the Miami Dolphins if they're coming off a loss and they had McDonald's drive-through the night before. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean anything. The parameters have to work together efficiently and in all different types of situations, where a team's coming off a loss, 2 losses, 2 wins, 8 wins, it doesn't matter. They must work together. Enough on that. Let's move to slide number 3 here. And here's the criteria. So when I say bet any team within the threes, that's simply between a 3-point favorite, -3, and a 3-point dog. So the team must be placed between the threes, involving a favorite or underdog with 3 or more points, as it says here on the slide. Number 2 is the scoring range. Both teams have to be averaging 67 to 74 points per game. Now, there has been a steady rise in scoring modestly. It hasn't been like the NBA in 2017 till now, where scoring is just out, it's exponentially higher than it was during the 90s, when the Miami Heat, for example, would win a game with 68 points scored. So things change and the sports evolve, but you know what? The algorithms don't. So this one has really stood the test of time. Fewer plays because fewer teams are scoring in this range, scoring more than this range on average. Criteria 3, late season timing. That's self-explanatory. And the momentum indicator, 20 or more points at the half leading their last game. I would say that's pretty good momentum. So now let's move on to slide 4 here. And St. Peter's records, 15-9, 12-4 in the MAC. Very good versus the Iona. 15-12, 7-9 in the MAC. And this can be seen on ESPN Plus at 7 Eastern Standard Time, assuming that, I guess, the golf gets over. But no, they'll run them side by side, I'm sure. That was actually ridiculous for me to say. St. Peter's price is a 1.5-point underdog. Whenever it's a 1.5-point underdog, I play it because I think they're going to win outright, but sometimes in these games, they can actually, lose by 2. So if you played money line and they lost by 1, that would be a loser too. If you had plus 1.5, obviously you'd win. On the reverse side, if it's a -1.5 favorite, up to 2.5 points in this situation, I would play the money line instead. Another strategy you can use is to bet. Say you bet 7 units, whatever your unit amount is. It could be $10 a unit, so $70. You could bet $45, for example, 4.5 units on the spread at 1.5, and then use the live in game to get even better pricing with the remaining of the bet. If it's a favorite, you would bet it pre-flop money line and then look to get it priced as a dog during the first half of action. Scoring volatility in basketball is the highest of any sport by far. Why? Because they score the most points. Football is never going to score 100 points unless it's a high school game in somewhere in probably Texas in the Midwest where that could probably happen. But realistically, it's not going to happen in the pro sports, only in the NBA and also NCAA college basketball. So the rest of the slide here, you can see the information for yourself. We're targeting momentum here, and you can see by this, the late season focus after game 25, especially with winning teams like St. Peter's, who are really trying to get in position to possibly win that conference championship and go dancing in the NCAA tournament. I think that's in their favor. The rest of those items you can read on your own. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you do have any questions, put it in the comments section. And I do like this play quite a bit. So for tonight, I like St. Peter's as a premium 7-unit pick. My picks are graded from 5 units to 10 units, whatever your unit bet is. A 10-unit bet, truthfully, should not be more than 5% of your bankroll. Now, granted, nobody uses bankrolls anymore. Nobody has $10,000 stashed in a drawer. They apparently did a long, long time ago, right? But you have to have that in your mind. Like, what is my portfolio? What is my maximum loss going to be before I realize that, hey, I'm probably betting wrong if I've lost 10 grand and that's starting to hurt a little bit. You never want to lose more than what you can that you can handle. And with that said, you really need to consider that, because I am dead serious with these programs. I am not blowing smoke anywhere, and I'm not hyping anything. I'm dead serious. I'm transparent. And if you do have a gambling problem, for example, you bet a game, you win it. I've had a lot of clients fall into this trap. I had a guy call me on Monday several years ago. Big better, 5 dimes at a clip. And this is a very true story. I went 7-1 Saturday and Sunday, college football, NFL. He sends me an email saying, "Oh my God, John, I need a winner tonight." I wrote back and said, "What do you mean a winner? We went 7-1. Well, you know what he did? He, stayed up all night, watched, the late night college football games, and he lost all the money that we won, plus another 50 grand. So for some people, that is manageable. I could be worth $100 million, and 50 grand would be too big a loss in one weekend. It would scare the daylights out of me. So if you have a tendency not to be able to stop betting, or if you lose in the afternoon and you try to make it back by betting over your head, that's a serious problem. And I really encourage you to seek help on that. There's a lot of places you can call, you can talk to people and get it right. This is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be life-changing, okay? That's my theme going forward, and it's been like that for over 30 years. So for tonight, we are going to bet St. Peter's plus the 1.5 as a 7-unit best bet, and always bet with your head, never over it, and may all the wins be yours. Thanks again for watching. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'm going to be doing these shows every single day and sometimes multiple times a day. Thanks again for watching. We'll talk to you later.